Hey everybody, I'm Cody. I'm a product engineer with Creative Connors, and today we're going to look towards the future and what we've got coming out for the Pendant V2. So you'll notice right off the bat that it's much more rectangular, and so the reason for it going to be more rectangular is that we are going to machine the body out of aluminum in-house. So before we were sending out for 3D prints, the idea here is we're just going to put a big chunk of aluminum into the Haas, and so you can see we still have some handholds and the same main features as the Pendant V1 with some extras. So you can see we still have the 7-inch touchscreen, we still have our jog paddle, we still have our increment paddle, and then after that things are starting to get a little different. So we have a very similar 16mm e-stop switch, but this new one will be LED lit, similar to all the Showstopper 4 products coming out, where we've gone to lit e-stop mushroom that gives you the feedback right on the switch. And then also with the enable switch, we're going to go with a lit green LED button. If you use the consolette before, you know when you load a queue, it kind of glows and lets you know that you've got something coming. We're going to do the same with the Spikemark Pendant. Another thing you'll see here is a power LED, which doesn't seem like a big deal, but with the switch and the light, now you'll know, hey, I've started the shutdown, and not until that light goes out is it really shut down. Alongside the switch, as you can see right next to it, is this new hotness, which is the Neutrik 8+2 connector. And so going forward, we'd like to get one cable to run the Pendant. That also helped us flatten out the design so that we didn't need those big juts that we used to have for the accessory IRC, because it's just bigger. A few other things that you might notice is, so on the back here you can see there's some tapped holes here. Those are going to be for a Visa mount. In the past, there's kind of a moment where you don't really know what to do with the Pendant when you're not using it. And so the hope here is that you could use either mount it on an arm, like if you've got a little console operator station, get it on a monitor arm, and then you can have it like a Visa quick detach mount, and just give you some way to like rigidly mount it somewhere if you needed to. Oh, another cool things, you can see here, it's a little hard to tell, but there's some vents going on here with what will be 2 fans. And so what we also found with the Pendant V1 was that the Raspberry Pi starts to throttle performance based on how hot it is. So we've had to send some pendants out into the field with drill holes in the plastic case and put the fans in there. Other nice notes here are, you can see we've got this faceplate, flat faceplate. Before we had the sculpted faceplate, like here, that recessed some buttons and, you know, had this big nice sweeping curves. But since it was plastic, we weren't able to mark and make things as polished as we'd like. And so moving forward, we're going to have an aluminum laser cut faceplate that gets powder coated and printed on. So we'll have a nice big yellow e-stop mushroom ring like we like, some call outs for what each button does, as well as what the product is and our logo, which, you know, for us, we like those things. So yeah, I think those are the main big features. I'm going to hand you off to Christian to talk through the new PCB design, as well as some of the cool stuff he's been working on at the shop.
So I've been prototyping all the new features that Cody's been talking about, like the light up e-stop and the new enable button that, kind of like the consolette, glows when you load a Spike to run. And now that it's all mostly working, prototype sitting at my desk, I'm going to go ahead and cut out the faceplate on our laser so we can see how things are starting to fit together. Alright, now that it's cut, let's go put it together. Okay, so me trying to put it together maybe was a little premature. I don't quite have all the right parts at the moment, but I think this is enough so we can at least start to see what it's gonna look like. So if I connect, maybe see it changed. And if we load a spike, load the spike, get our flashing light, and it'll go, and we were already there. Go. And also a new fancy E-stop shows up there. Also, and Spikemark. So all the right parts actually came in. So now I'm gonna see if I can find somebody to show it off to. Hey Garrett, what you doing? You wanna come check out the new pendant?
I would love to do that more than what I'm doing.
Perfect.
Let's take a look.
Ooh. So here it is, the new
Awesome.
pendant. So this is the new connect screen. The first thing you can notice is there's this new e-stop ID, because now you have addressable e-stop on the pendant. You can change it here.
Oh, that's sweet.
And it even persists when you turn it off. It will come back to the same.
Huh. That's nice. Did that work the first time?
Yeah, sure. Well, we'll go with that. Yep. But so then it's pretty much the same.
Okay.
The biggest new thing now when you load the spike, you can notice that
that's awesome.
hold the run button flashes, and then when you hold it so it runs, it stays fully illuminated.
Oh, that's cool. That's a lot like the consolette. So
Yeah.
you get that very visual feedback. Oh, you
So
let
it
go,
is-
it goes off.
And then also, so it's the new stop button, so it's illuminated on the switch, but then also in Spikemark you'll notice the new e-stop showstopper panel shows up there. Press that, you can see the state change there.
Yeah.
And then this is doing it that slightly different way than the showstopper, where we broadcast it right from the pendant as opposed to can.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. That's really cool.
Yeah. And then there's also, it's not in the case because we had to switch power LEDs, but there's this power LED that you can see, so you know when it's on. And the power switch, so when you turn it off, you can see it still stays illuminated until it actually shuts off. And now you know it's actually off.
And now it's gone through its whole power down, shut down,
Safe shutdown
right?
procedure.
Safe shutdown.
And while it's booting, you can see that the fans actually turn on, because again, it's waiting for the software to tell it when to turn on, when to turn off.
Very cool.
Because at 60 degrees Celsius is when it'll turn those fans on.
It's a little warm.
It's not cold.
But that's great because the power, like not the power, but the heat has been a problem.
Yeah.
On the original ones, especially once you had like groups,
big groups.
Yeah, cool.
And you'll notice back to what.
It's still 115.
Still 115. Yep.
This is awesome, man. I love that the blinky enable light. That really, because sometimes, especially in the heat of the moment, you do wonder like
what's going on,
what's about to happen when I push. Yeah. Is this thing hot or not? Yep.
Now that I've proven out the design here, I'm going to update this PCB into something that'll fit into the new case. So I finished the redesign. I changed a couple things also. I switched the side that the big connector was on. I also made it a little fatter, a little longer, and I did all the routing. And now it should be good to order the first round test PCBs. So the last thing to do is trying to make that 8+2 cable. I'm gonna have a little adapter box that will take both the accessory cable and the network cable and turn it into that single cable. I've been searching around, but I haven't really been able to find anything that meets our requirements currently as a stock cable anywhere. So I think we're gonna go down the road of looking for somebody to make us custom cable. Now that the circuit boards have been ordered and the custom cable is also on order. We have to wait a couple weeks to get those things in. So for now, that kind of wraps up the electrical prototyping. In the next part of the series, we're going to look at the actual prototyping for the pendant body. And if you like to see this kind of behind the scenes product development kind of a video, be sure to like this video to let us know. Alright, I think that about wraps it up for now.